Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, and we are here to jump into episode 4 of season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. So, or I guess it's like technically part 2 because it's like this is all based on one book. If I remember correctly, and then the next season is going to be the second book, the Vampire Lestat. So, anyway, back to this. All right, so it's actually been a little bit since I watched the first 3 episodes. I like binged them all in a weekend because I had a long weekend, and it's the weekend again, but it's a short weekend, so I only have time for like 2 episodes, maybe. Which is fine because I plan on pre-recording all of this before I even start releasing it on Patreon, and then well before I start releasing it on YouTube. So this will be a New Year's kind of drop. I'm trying to film all of it before New Year's, start editing it, and then sometime mid to late January 2026 start releasing it on Patreon, and then I'm going to edit it down season, or like maybe half season by half season for YouTube. So, all right. So, last episode we had Claudia and Louis arrive in Paris and get to know the Paris Parisian Coven, which was led by Armand back in the day. Obviously we've shifted the time period down like 150 years, something like that. All of these events in the books have happened like 150 years earlier than they happened in the show. So we adjusted things down to just have the events happen in a different period of time. Although I guess Lestat's age, like his birthday wasn't adjusted that much, because that's still like the 1700s for him, late 1700s or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was his age that was his, early human years in the books too. So essentially in the show, he's much older than Louis than he was in the book. In the book, they were only like 30, 40, 50 years apart, something like that. Not a lot. Which means, what does that mean for the character? Sorry, I just started thinking about it just now. I should have put it in a discussion somewhere. But what does that mean for Lestat's character, for him to have gone much longer alone, and how his behavior presents itself in this story because of it? I imagine it would be actually, he'd be worse off because of that, right? Because he's had longer to get set in his ways, shall we say, before he encounters Louis and Claudia and the people that he's going to encounter as we continue on with the story. He's had longer to be the person that he is in the beginning of the story. I'm curious to see how they're going to adjust his character slightly for that. Maybe not much. It's probably not going to be too drastically different. But I think it's interesting to think about the fact that in the show, he's been who he was longer. He's older. He's more powerful probably because he's older. Like I said, he's more set in his ways probably. He's going to be harder to change. He's probably going to be more extreme. Anyway, that's enough talking about Lestat, because we are here to talk about Louis and Claudia and Armand. And Louis and Claudia have arrived in Paris and they've met the Coven. Claudia has joined the Coven. The Coven expects Armand to kill Louis because he's not joining the Coven. And then they have decided to have Claudia play the little girl role in all the plays. Which she is not going to fucking like. Oh man, her face when they pulled out that fucking little girl dress. Oh baby. it's about to be a whole mess. Obviously, I've read the book, so I generally know the big moments, and I remember obviously the movie, and the big moments from that as well, which actually is skewed close to fairly close to the book. I mean, Anne Rice was directly involved in the screenplay for that, so that helped. But anyway, we are here to watch episode 4. I'm ready to just kind of jump in. Like, I've been gabbing this whole intro, so let's just get into it. Let's go. She's like, all right, well, guess what? You're gonna be doing this for 50 years? Fucking hell.
There's nothing more adorable than a happy baby bird. Loves to sing with a voice that can
He's like,
be
what the
heard.
fuck?
There's just one thing that makes her sad. About to say.
He's like,
I don't like
he knows how much she probably hates all parts of this. All parts of this. Because she's like, what, 40 years old? She's almost 50 herself. She's got another 50 years of this. Oof. Oof. I'm sorry, girl, but I mean, you know, you kind of got what you asked for.
those when they're close.
All right, so what's going to be the storyline? And, I mean, they're loving it.
She liked being infantilized.
Coven life requires a letting go of the self. She carried her water uphill like a seasoned
Issues
player.
with it.
The answer is she fucking hated it.
Hello, madame. Your daughter is bewitched by the window. She thinks she is a real belle. Don't make me use this.
I'm gonna flap my wings and fly far, far.
Well, I guess it's because, you know, Grand Guignol's plays or theater nights usually had multiple plays, and they would like mix in comedy or lighthearted plays in the middle of all the violent, horrible, disturbing plays that they would do. Like, some of them would be super violent, some would be psychologically, you know, horror thriller, that kind of thing, psychological thrillers and stuff like that. And so they would kind of break up the tension so that you're not leaving the theater super fucking depressed, with comedy. So I wonder if this is what these are. These are like mid horror, you know, breaks and tension. Okay, no, never mind.
It is not a glove. It is a foot. Flee. Birdie loves the breeze.
And did she just jump out the window? Nothing like a little bit of child death to really sell a story. So I take that back. It is a little bit depressing for this one too.
Play was a hit.
An unmitigated hit.
They added shows, added seats.
Father.
I dream that my mortal mother sings it. While she beats me with a crucifix.
about 3 minutes.
Fuck off! 3 minutes.
Oh, was she? All right. Oh, I didn't talk about this with you guys, but it's so interesting that in the show, obviously this is a modern take on this story, but it's so interesting in the show how vampires can have like physical sex, where in the books they can't. They're all dead, so like they're just dead flesh. They don't really have like sexual drives in that way. It doesn't mean they can't do sexual things. Obviously, you can do penetration is not the only thing you can do when you're having sex. So obviously they can do other things, but there's not like it doesn't work in that way, which I think is super fascinating in terms of Anne Rice's vampires, because a lot of times when authors create like sexy vampires, there's always some reason for why they can actually just have sex like regular people. Sometimes their vampires aren't even dead, but Anne Rice vampires, there's like this weird, like alluring nature to the vampires, but then when you get closer, it's very, very apparent that they're just walking corpses. And that's one of the ways where it's like, no, they're just walking fucking corpses. That's it. So it's interesting that in the show they decided to not do that. Obviously, it's because for the audiences, most audiences expect, in like, a prestige television for there to be gritty, whatever, sexy stuff that happens, yada, yada, yada. And there's also, because they're also making it more explicitly queer than the movie did, there is a level of care you have to take with that, where you don't want to make the queer characters just sexless for no reason. You have to, in order to do like asexual or non-sexual queer characters, you have to kind of take care with it. So I can see them kind of sitting down at the inception of the show and trying to decide, all right, what parts are we going to keep from Anne Rice's novels and the lore, the vampire lore, and what parts are we going to let go of? And I could see them going, all right, if we make them completely sexless, then are we doing a disservice to our intention to make everything more explicitly queer and show all aspects of queerness and how it would impact Louis Lestat, everyone's life in the story, Armand, everyone? And then deciding, you know what, we're not going to keep the sexless, dead flesh thing as explicit. At least not in this first season or first couple of seasons, maybe. I could see them sitting down and making that decision because they want to express and show all aspects of queer life, including queer desire. Queer desire and sex positivity is an important part of a lot of queer identity. Not all queer identity, just a good portion. And there's a certain level of oppression that happens around trying to sanitize queerness and make them sexless as an imposition from people outside of the community, shall we say. And there's also a tendency to make queer people, especially in depictions of queer people in media, hypersexual as well. So you kind of have to find that middle ground. Of course, it helps when you have a lot of queer characters or multiple queer characters, and then you can explore different things with each of them, right? Like you could explore sexlessness with this one queer character, and then just like a regular sexual drive and sexual attraction desire with this character, and then maybe something else, maybe explore hypersexuality with another character, but because you have these others, it doesn't feel stereotypical, So there's different ways you can do it, but it's interesting to see what they decided to keep, what they decided to, not touch or throw out or whatever you want to call it from the novel lore. And that's one of them. I don't know, the scene of him getting head kind of reminded me of that. And then we had previous encounters of like Louis, and his childhood beau in the woods and stuff like that. So we know that there's like a legitimate sexual drive happening, and it's not concerning to that human guy that Louis isn't getting hard no matter how he sucks. It's not anything like that. So we know that his sexual drive is the same as it was when he was a human, maybe even more so now that he's a vampire, etc., etc. It's interesting. I wonder what else they're going to keep or not keep. You know, as I've been watching this show, I've been thinking back to my memories of Anne Rice's like books, and I've told you guys that I only read up to maybe book 5, 6, something like that before I ended up stopping. I do know some stuff that happens after, especially the revival years where it was everywhere. Anybody who's into any kind of vampire stuff could see what people liked or disliked about the revival era when she came back to start writing the books again. Um, so I have been spoiled by some of the, let's say, in-series events. Not all, and certainly I haven't read those books, so I don't know all the nuances. But I have been spoiled about some of the big things, like the big reveals and stuff like that, and the lore that we learn in the last like 3 or 4 books, something like that. But I'll be curious to see if the show gets as far as some of those later books, like the Atlantis book, or are we gonna get Mem Nocta Devil? I know I didn't read Merrick, and then there was a couple other ones in there like Blood something. I didn't read anything past. Certainly didn't read anything past the Vampire Armand. I think that my strongest memories of the later or the books that I've read are definitely from. I don't want to say that. Let me reword that. In terms of chronologically, I think the last book that I really, really remember was Mem Nocta Devil, and the events of that. And so that's why I always refer back to it. But I'm curious to see what they're going to keep and what they're going to toss out. Because, like I said, Anne Rice went off the rails for a little bit there. I mean, she was on her own rail. Let's say that. It was off the rails for me and for other people sometimes. Some other people. Not everybody. Some other people. But she was on her own rail and she was doing her own thing for a while there. And it's completely fine. She can write her story the way that she wants. It just wasn't for me for a bit there. But I also am older now. So maybe if I go back and read it, I'll be able to appreciate it more now that I'm in my 30s, you know. So, anyway, I gabbed a lot about nothing. So let's get back into the episode. Oh, not them all dressing up like her. Oh, they... she want that syrup. Oh, my God.
She's flapping her wings and getting free.
Don't do it, baby Lou.
Oh, she hates this play too. Everybody hates this.
Margins, find baby Lulu's inner childlike wonder again, and Claudia.
Why don't we shake it up? Let her do other plays too.
Unacceptable.
Yes, matron.
So, explain to the company why the 500th performance of My Baby Loves Windows felt more like a slug than a celebration.
Singing and smiling while the mortals laugh and point. I relive every condescending look or fucking...
I'm gonna let her finish in a second. Yeah, they very much intentionally did this so that she would feel sick of her own reality. I don't know who decided that, but I'm thinking Armand was part of the reason why. I guess there's also a way to make her try and change the way that she's viewing things. Where she... it's so tough. I don't think we should tell her how she should feel about her own reality, especially since she didn't choose this. Like, this was forced upon her by Louis and Lestat. But I do think that there may be a way for her to reconcile with that by just distancing herself from the opinions of the people around her and not caring about how they feel about her. But that's so hard to do when you're in the moment, right? Like, it's so hard to do. But I could see there being a desire for her to achieve detachment, shall we say, from, you know, her own concepts of what she should look like, her physical body, and the opinions of others on her physical body and her own opinion of her physical body. But there's certainly a level of dysphoria she's feeling because she is, in fact, like a 50. I'm assuming this is, if it was 500, I don't know if they do this play every night, but if it's not like every night, then it's been at least a few years of this, right? If it's the 500th performance. So the question is, are we trying to break her down, or are we trying to get her to a place where she doesn't feel burdened by her own physical form anymore? I don't want to ascribe anything positive to what the theater troupe is doing with her, because I do think actually that it's maliciously intended. But yes, there's definitely some body dysmorphia that's happening with her, shall we say. Certainly metaphorically, body dysmorphia for her. Given that her body doesn't match her mind, her inner, her spirit. Because vampires in Anne Rice's lore do have spirits. Those things are dissonant for her, so she's struggling.
Comment I have ever had to suffer. I have lost my passion for work on stage.
Claudia owes your playwright an apology.
Sorry, Sam.
Ah, you're grand.
And to help you rediscover your passion for Lulu, you'll no longer remove your costume. You'll sleep in it, rehearse in it, feed in it, hunt in it. You live with Lulu off stage.
Not telling her to be a method actor. Is this gonna help or nah? But again, you signed up to be in a coven with other vampires. You should have stayed been a lone vampire. Just saying. But you wanted to try coven life, and I don't think you can leave coven life. I think it's like worse than a gang. You can't even get jumped out, girl. This is it. This is it.
Until she returns to you on stage.
And yet the audience sang along in full voice.
Has it?
Maître might not have noticed, as he has been nomadically attending the Théâtre de Vampire.
Oop. Not the revolt. He was like, listen, she ain't the only one tired of this fucking play. You know what? I respect that. But again, I do think that there's some maliciousness on Armand's part. I don't know. Is he trying to speed up her self-destruction? Because he anticipates that she's not going to be able to last long, and that her mind is going to break under the strain of being in a young body, right? Is he trying to speed that up? Is that what we're doing? Like, is that why you're trying to make her do this? Or are you just trying to reassert control? What are you doing, Armand? You know? I don't know. There's also, this is interesting to think about, because we know, or anybody who's read the books know, I always say we know, but some of you guys might not have ever read the books if you're watching this, but in the books, obviously, Claudia's form, her body, is much younger. She's like, I don't know, like 6, 7, because the character was very much part of Anne Rice working through her grief after losing her daughter. And so her experience is just so different, because she was like, she looked 6, but she was like 60, you know? Whereas this Claudia in the show, they keep saying 14-year-old body, but she actually does look like she's in her like late teens, early 20s. But, you know, suspension of disbelief. I don't want an actual child experiencing any of this in the show. So even as make-believe, I don't want it. So I respect the decision to not cast Claudia with an actual child actress and have her do all of this stuff as a child. Like, I respect that completely. Like, let's not exploit children here. Let's not exploit children here. Even as we are critiquing the exploitation of children through the character of Claudia, let's not exploit children to do that. There's certainly, I think, probably for some audience members, an emotional disconnect from this storyline for Claudia because she does in fact look older. But we know that she's supposed to look like she's 14. You know. But even that is older than she was in the book and in the movie, because in the book and the movie she looks like she's like 6, like really fucking young. So it's just even more tragic, I think.
And the infection spread was.
Read books during Blood Sabbath.
I'll loan it to you when I'm done.
This is not about Louis.
Discipline Claudia for bumping into the scenery, but let Louis...
I don't disagree with them. They're not wrong. They are not wrong.
run wild.
It's a show of shallow power. Qu'est-ce que tu penses faire?
And you do this for what? Is it thirst? Is it love? What is it exactly? Are you companions?
Yes.
No.
That's so awkward. It's always awkward when a couple answer completely differently to question about their intimacy or their relationship. Oh, buddy. Oof. Oof. But I think that Louis has an aversion to that word after all of his experiences with Lestat, which is still a secret, by the way. Nobody, knows that yet still. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's awkward. And it's going to make him look even more like a fool to the coven, or like he's lost control of everything. So he's going to have to grow harsher and harsher and harsher, I think. Which is how we end up where we end up. Oh, and now they're infighting. Oh, buddy.
It's not a companionship. What is it?
Ooh, let's talk about it.
An affair? A romance?
Let's talk about companionship. Like it's whatever you want to call it, but not a companionship. So it's not whatever I want to call it, then. It's what you're saying.
It works for me. Companion works, too. It's not the word I would use.
Because it's the word Lestat
So it's not
used.
whatever I want to call it, then.
Right, like...
It's not easy for me. You don't understand the danger I risk every night for you. How that danger compounds with every slight.
Do you notice how hot the room gets when you two talk about the secret?
Oh, that's awkward. Oh! Like, how this wouldn't last. It's actually shocking that it lasted as long as it did, but they're vampires, so 70 years is nothing. Oh, buddy. Oh, that's another change that they made, because if I remember correctly, Louis and Armand had broken up by the time we got to everything that was happening with Daniel. So all of that was in the past. So it's interesting to extend Armand into the present, but maybe that's part of the, consequence of moving the timeline forward too. So instead of Louis being from the 1700s, the late 1700s too, now he's from the 1900s. So if we're going to maintain his connection with Armand for the same amount of years, it necessitates having Armand and him be together still in the present when we meet Daniel. And it also gives us an immediate entry into the Daniel-Armand relationship, because that is actually an important relationship. Oh, you guys, when we get to the later books, once we get through a lot of the emotional upheaval of these early moments, it'll be so interesting watching some of these characters like interact, because they're fascinating together, because they're all a little bit fucked up, or some of them more than others. They're all killers, they're all murderers, and so you're just kind of seeing a bunch of like terrible people interact with each other, but somehow find like connection and companionship and loyalty with each other. It's super interesting. Just a bunch of evil people. What if a bunch of evil people became besties? And that's the Anne Rice novels. What if they became a family, but all of them were fucking terrible?
That shit that pisses me off. I try and find the vulnerability within the object.
Oop.
So you want me to come around more?
Yes, that would help.
Okay then, I'll come around more.
You have to get back. Curfew.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm gagging.
You promised you wouldn't talk.
I love you.
Are you schizophrenic, Louis?
Tis the question. Cause what? We need to kind of talk about that. You kind of are a little bit. A little bit.
No,
I mean, did you consider yourself schizophrenic at the time?
I'm not sure the term applies to a vampire.
Till then, you only have Daniel Malloy.
He was my biographer, my therapist, my murderer.
His breath.
Oh, Armand is so pissed. Yo! He knows that this relationship is going nowhere fast. Somehow fast. Even though it's been like 70 years. This is so hilarious. It's terrible. I feel so bad for Armand. Like I said, I actually really like Armand, even though he's no more evil than anybody else in the show. So, it's all relative. And I really like Armand, and I think his story is super interesting. But so I kind of want him to get through this obviously mismatch of a romance, let's
Back
say.
of my neck. If I were to...
He was as present as it seems he was. But looking back on it now, I can understand it.
Oh no. Like Daniel is sitting here watching this interaction like, what? The writing is on the motherfucking wall. And I know Daniel sees it. I want to cut to Daniel.
I was severing one and knitting another.
So,
No, you weren't.
were you two the only ones who survived the fire at the theater?
You weren't provided any information about the fire in our archives.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I've got the internet. It's 2025, sir? Or 2022, sir? I Googled it. Yeah, why would he bring that up, though? We're not there yet. He definitely should have waited until we got too close to the end of whatever the story is and then talk about it. But we also are on episode 4 of an 8 episode season, so it's time to hurry this up so I get it.
Claudia. In direct violation of the third great law, still journaling.
Yeah, putting her story onto paper.
Maître has a gravely attachment to the laws. Now, you may feel protected by his equally tender attachment to your Louis. But tender
It does not extend to you, girl.
can turn to tinder.
Oh, nice
I took
nice
an oath.
wordplay.
I don't need
Francis Norton was transformed without the permission of the vampire.
Oh, it's the woman who gave her the dress.
You sold me a dress. d'un tas à boutique comme soit la vente. Très chic.
Ouais, tu m'avais trop payé. Avec des billets froissés, des
Not the swastika? Oh my god. That's fucking crazy. Well, it makes sense in post-war areas that, you know. I mean, shit. People, they're neo-Nazis now in 2025, still chugging along. White supremacists still chugging along. So, you know, right after the war, I can see that there being still people who resented losing the war and still doing anti-Semitic shit on windows.
T'as racheté des lobes?
Pas le souvenir que c'était gêné.
Ton corps?
She gonna come see her? This is Madeline, right? Is this the gay bar?
So this couple, the Perriers, they got this salon thing called R26. Two R forms into one. Come.
He's reading his mind. Oh, buddy. They are not meshing well. It's kind of crazy when you own a theater troupe, but you disdain art. Other forms of artistic expression. Like, take it as inspiration. Like, learn what people like. You want to bring in crowds. You want to make money. You want to have victims readily available, etc., etc. Learn what the trends are. Like, why are you still doing the same play? Like, why do we have that play on the docket for 50 years? What the fuck? Crazy. Why are we still doing the same plays that Lestat put together 150 whatever odd years ago? Like, upgrade. It's time to move forward. Like, it's one thing to go back to the old classics, but why are we not constantly revamping our repertoire? Like, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, the final play will always be death and the scythe and the scared, you know, audience member, etc., where we kill them on stage. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I think you could change up that play and still kill somebody on stage, but whatever. Like, innovate. It's time to move forward. And that's one thing that Louis is good at in the show, is moving forward and, you know, updating his lifestyle for whatever time period he's in. It's so interesting. They've shown that aspect to him even when he was human. Or maybe not when he was human, but it was after he was a vampire. But when we were seeing his dealings with the Tom and the local alderman council, etc., and like the way he's able to innovatively turn a business into an advantage, regardless of any kind of laws he might be under. Like, he's able to think outside the box. That's one of the things that we know about Louis. Is that he's always able to change and move forward when it comes to innovation. I think he has other ways where he doesn't change, and that's a problem. That's more of his personal life and his inability to face his own truth about his own existence. But that's a separate situation. But when it comes to this stuff, he's really good at innovating.
New ones. Meanwhile, everyone's fawning over Picasso, but out there on the left bank in shabby hotel rooms and cold water walk-ups, a new generation's ripping apart mimicry that you're good at, like a parrot.
Like a gent with the upright downstairs.
Or an organ monkey.
Cajun drawl. I want to test a theory. Say.
Yeah, everybody knows that he's from New Orleans, which is why this whole conversation, it was like they're getting found out that they lied about where they're from. Yeah. I mean, we all know how this... Okay, so anybody who's seen the show or read the books knows how this is going to end, right? We know how it's going to end. And I guess we know how it's going to end even in this episode, because we know that it's going to end with the theater burned down, and the only two seemingly left is Lestat and Armand, or Lestat, Armand, and Louis, technically, I guess. Or I guess at this point in the show, you don't know that Lestat survives, is still out there and alive. I've mentioned it before in this reaction, but I guess for people who have never watched this, sorry, that's a spoiler if you haven't been keeping up, but Lestat is still alive in the present day. He's still out there doing his thing. And we will encounter him again in the present, his real self, not just the self that Armand and Louis are imagining in their telling of this story to Daniel. We're going to meet the real Lestat. I'm not saying that he's fake, but he's been adjusted, altered because of their perception, their memory, and their own biases, right? But we know that this is going to end with none of these vampires being here. And the theater burned to the ground, so.
New Orleans or a buffoon.
Are we not in a building full of a bunch of humans? He's really about to rip his tongue out.
Anything else you want to say, buffoon? Uh-huh.
I said enough.
Good boy.
You two want to act like fledglings do it in darkness?
Like right in the middle of this restaurant? A mess.
So, you've been showing your work at the Perrier salon. Sometimes a Leica, like this one?
That's in there by mistake. I didn't mean to bring that one.
We aim the camera straight, but here, something fragile about this man.
If you knew the man, you know he was anything but.
A happy mistake, then. You caught the soul he is hiding. So, tell me, what do you see?
Framing the door, the light on the street, the door across the street, the look he's getting from the stoop across the street.
Only 5 prints left. You should buy one from me. Sit on it. Sell it to Selly Man when he moves into photography.
Oh, he's about to kill his man.
Fuck you!
Yeah, because he's feeling like he's not as good as he thinks he is, etc., etc.
Pick that one, Daniel. It's not mine. That's Fred Stein.
Oh, they mixed in. It's mixed in there. Oop, doop, doop.
Elsa Triolet.
Did he fuck up his memory so that he thought he was a better photographer than he actually was? Armand! He's so terrible. He wanted to live the life that he wants to have. The reason that he's doing this, it's not a maliciousness like I'm playing around with Louis. It's that he desperately wants to live the life that he wishes that he could have lived with Louis. And it became quickly clear that he was never going to have that with Louis. And instead of, very Lestat-like, instead of moving on to the next person and trying to find somebody else that he could truly be himself with, we know who that ends up being. But in this moment with Louis, he tries to basically mold him into the person that he wanted him to be. Using his abilities as an ancient vampire. He's like over 500 years old, so he can do all kinds of shit that nobody else can, except for other people who are over 500,000 or 500 years. We will meet some older vampires, even older than him. We will, of course, meet Akasha, the first vampire, love of my life. But there are even older vampires that we meet eventually. There's actually, I was thinking about how many ancient vampires are still in the Vampire Chronicles. Like, we don't kill all the ancients or anything like that. Like, there's a lot of old ass fucking vampires in those books. Like 1,000 years old, 2,000, 3,000, whatever, you know. There's a lot of them. And we meet quite a few. But anyway, he could do all kinds of crazy shit with his mind. Like, that's also his specialty, right? If I remember correctly. Like, if it's been so long, but Armand's specialties are like he could do all the things that, you know, he has the fire gift and he has the cloud gift and he has the he can stop time and all that stuff that they've portrayed. But he also has incredible control of the mind gift. That's like his specialty, is being able to fuck up a mind. And able to like really like do a number on anybody's head. Illusions, all of it. Except for people obviously older than him or more skilled in the mind gift. And which aren't a lot of people. They're mostly, well, I don't want to say there aren't a lot of people, but anybody that he can't do that with are much older than him, you know. So let's keep going.
Modell, mid-30s. I'm still in New Orleans.
Yeah, his mind is all fucked up.
What is this?
Dear, this is a stein.
I know. Why is it in there? This is embarrassing.
Did that
I don't
really
want you
happen?
thinking I was trying to pass them off as mine.
Yeah. Aspirins, migraines today.
Yeah. Yeah. Armand fucked his shit up. She's like, oh goodness, this is boring. You can tell that she hates it.
Hey. You want to ride home?
Good. Did you not have to go into the wet room?
I've only been at it a few years.
It's one man's opinion.
I only take them at night when I can't control the light I'm getting. I'm some great shots I've taken.
Yeah,
only to
he was
find that
super
the light was insufficient when I put it in the bath.
Tell me, Moshe.
A whole goddamn lot. Look at this. And this fucking Gordon Parks fella he put in front of me? Guy spends 3 or 4 days with folks before he even picks up a camera. Friends with him and shit. I can't do that.
Well, for one thing, I'm not in it.
Please.
Sir, you were having a full-blown conversation with an imaginary Lestat.
The lens is not entirely clean. And you'll see here, in the corner, a little patience.
Yeah. You're not going to be an
What light
expert
through your
photographer
lavender breaks?
instantly.
It is the north.
I wasn't inviting Hitler to stay in France. I was inviting a frightened boy to cradle my tits.
Oh, so he was a Nazi.
And now I'm a traitor. A slut.
Monsieur, vous ne pouvez pas...
Yes.
So... Gotcha. I thought that they were doing that on her window because she was, in fact, you know, one of the, you know, victims or survivors. And there was, like, still some people in the city who were sympathizers or something. But no, they think that she's a sympathizer because she banged a Nazi soldier, which... not good. Not good. But... again, is she the worst person in this show, given that we routinely are following murderers, mass murderers, vampires? Like, I guess for Claudia, it's like, well, relatively. I mean, I don't really care about human life, so it's all Gucci to me.
Not him freezing this
This
guy.
is my favorite walk in Paris.
Boulevards of framed time and space. The oil dead still living, still fighting.
Not the art, the apology. Flex your power one night and follow it with grand groveling the next. Vintage Leoncourt.
I do not enjoy using my powers like that. That was for curving discipline for the situation, and if I may, you were wound rather tightly after Santiago's probing.
Totally valid response to you flipping out in a public restaurant using vampire speed in front of a bunch of fucking humans. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it was completely called for him to stop time there and say, y'all cut this fucking shit. Completely valid. Is it a picture of him when he was young? Is there going to be a picture of him when he was young?
The adoration of the shepherds with Adorno. Palma Vecchio. A contemporary of my maker, Marius de Romanus. Also a fine painter, albeit one of lesser skill. The donation was...
him.
What is the modern word for it? In kind.
Yeah.
This is Amadeo. He's 20 years here. The abuse in the brothel was such that he cannot be sure that is what his parents named him.
Yeah. This is just... I'm sure you'll find that out in a second, but this is his story. Like I said, his story was fucking sad. And this was real. This is his real story, by the way. He ain't lying about this.
Aaron. 7 years before I was stricken with illness. Before I was turned. Magnus, who begat Lestat. Lestat, who begat Louis.
Yeah, so the lineage is like, I mean, they're not the same lineage. Well, they're all the same lineage because they all came from Akasha. But, Akasha and Amel, right? But they are, they're not the same direct lineage. We had Marius make Armand, and then Magnus, a completely separate vampire, made Lestat, who then made Louis and Claudia, and then who else? The other girl who died. Can't remember. And I think he might have one or two. Oh yeah, he had his Nikki. And they haven't talked about it yet, but also he made his mom into a vampire. I wonder if we're gonna keep that, if we're gonna see Lestat's mom as a vampire. And see that whole, maybe in the 3rd season when we get to the Vampire Lestat stories. Yeah, I could see that. Because we would want to hear that from him, not from Louis' imagination of him, you know? Yeah.
On and on. And on and on and on.
Sorry, let me hear this sentence again to see why he's reacting that way.
Abandoned by Magnus. Magnus, who begat Lestat.
Yeah, he abandoned his coven
Louis.
And then started kidnapping men, terrorizing them, killing them. Then he made Lestat, and then he jumped into a fire. Yeah.
Who am I, Louis? Am I my history I have endured?
Maybe I seek it out. Maybe I chase after it.
Are they about to like bust up in here and be like, "Why are you out of uniform?" You know, one of those.
I don't know. But it's something to think about. Because even in between the dark things, there's something broken in me.
Ooh.
You got blood on your eye.
I bled through.
Her period.
Don't move too much, the pins, huh?
Oh, she is free bleeding for real, for real. Oh my god.
Claudia! The show is a hit. The show is our cover.
Why you run to lose?
I have let you whine and have your say.
We really choking out this little girl on the street? Because that's what it looks like to everybody outside of this existence who doesn't know anything. It looks like this grown-ass man choking out this little girl on the street. But then again, she's also black, and he's also not white, shall we say. He's South Asian. So maybe they're going to be all, I don't give a fuck about it. Maybe. Not like, it's, you know, like they said, it's not like overt as it is in America, but don't let the story try to fool you into thinking that racism doesn't exist for black people in Europe. Just because it's not as bad as it is in America at this time, you know.
My position would treat you no better than you treated your maker. Let us agree. Going forward, you will do more than the bare minimum on and off stage. Too old to play Hamlet. Too young to play Polonius. Know your role, Thesp. Or join your maker in oblivion.
Ooh. We abusing everybody today.
Oh, man. Armand knows all about Lestat. How long's he known?
From the beginning?
Whole time.
What?
Read Armand's first night at the theater.
But you colored it in for him. Painted a picture. Who did the poisoning? Who did the throat cutting?
That for you, and this whole time, he hasn't betrayed our trust or told our secret.
Chasing it. Except he just threatened me with it.
No, it doesn't sound like him.
Does it sound
That's
like...
That's a crazy thing to say, Louis. Holy shit. Holy shit. You know, and Daniel was totally right. Daniel was totally right. Every single time, Louis always picks somebody else over Claudia. And then he acts shocked when Claudia goes out on her own and does her own shit and acts wild. Every time. And there's always that feeling that other people are more important to him than Claudia. It's the same thing that happened with Lestat, and it's happening here again with Armand. And there's definitely a feeling of that.
I forgot. Love makes you stupid. And fucking him. Picked another one over me.
Oh, she said it.
You picked the COVID. You left me. Go sit in your choice, sister. Go sit in it.
Ooh, this is a mess. Both of them are so... This whole family's so dysfunctional. It's your best photo.
The wilderness that is our daughter. This policeman arrived to the morgue.
Yeah, all that.
It's fascinating to think of this being the Lestat he wishes he had. You know? Like, because this isn't exactly the Lestat that he portrayed in his story to Daniel for the first season. But it also is still not the actual Lestat that we're going to meet in season 3. Or maybe in the back half of this series, of this season. I think we're probably going to end with seeing Lestat again. At the very end of the final episode. Like the real Lestat. Not fake Lestat, not memory Lestat, not... You know, hallucination Lestat, but actual Lestat. But it's interesting to think of this being a projection of who he... Because this is a really nice walk, and they're having a nice conversation about murdering a couple of people, who they're going to eat.
Hunt later.
And... Mm-hmm. And they're able to just have a normal conversation. Just hang out together. But it's all in his head.
Well, it's quite nice, I suppose.
Not him slowly fading.
Herringbone well. Notch color. Right here.
Ew. Now, do we think that that's what he wants him to say, or is he actually like remembering something that really did happen or really was said to him? This is so trippy.
Would always
Mm-hmm.
I met you.
I'm not sure I can keep obedience any longer.
You
Santiago
have to?
wants
What's your job?
Others will follow him. You should think to leave.
No. I'm a little wet. Yeah? They'll beg you back. And that's where you can decide if you want it back. Or you want something else.
As he's saying this, the other guy is finding Lestat's last words written in his own blood, and he's probably going to be able to know that that's definitely vampire blood. Oh, buddy. So everything that he's saying is about to be null and void.
I want you. I want you more than anything in the world.
Ooh, title
You
drop.
sure about that, Armand?
Yes, maître.
Ooh, we about to do a little role play? what was that? That was a bit sexy. I don't know why, but that was like really sexy. They have great chemistry. It's just that their characters are clearly being written for failure.
Sitting on a bench, having a smoke.
Hyped up, lied to.
Ooh, they having a whole fucking... Oh! Not him being able to hear their domestic. Ooh. Oh, I didn't pause it. Hold on.
Hyped up, lied to.
V by lineages, vampires by lineages, family trees, vampires by known layers, interactions with other blah blah by field agents, V aberrations, V by coven, predatory habits, paranormal qualities, V in religion, sculpture, maps of V distribution by century, record of individuals of note, unsubstantiated V records. Interesting. Covens of note. I love these folders. Oh, what did he? Oh, okay. Architecture. They are having a blowout.
A splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating?
We not gonna put a headset on while we watch this? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say put some earphones in.
What? Morning. I lost time. Things got a little heated.
With a boy. Things got heated with a boy. I was at home picking...
Yeah. They had a whole affair, huh? Oh, buddy. Whew. That was a great episode. It was long as hell. Or maybe it's just because I was yapping for so much of it. It's almost 2 hours that I've been recording this video. No, that was a great episode. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, I wonder if the next episode we're finally going to get like a full look at everything that happened in San Francisco. Because we've been getting flashes all season. We had a short clip of them in the bar in the end of last season. So it's probably pretty much about time where we need to see the full story, the full everything that happened between them. And yeah, if I remember correctly, Armand wasn't in the picture in the book, so this is all kind of new, somewhat new stuff. Not fully new stuff, if I remember correctly, but like, you know, some of it is very new for the show. Then again, my memory isn't great, so fair enough. This might have happened in the books, but in a different book or something, or in a different area. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about this. Everything is going to absolute shit. So it's been roughly 2 years. They've been living in Paris for 2 years. And Claudia hates every part. Oh, well, it took them 5 months. They moved to Paris, and it was 5 months before they met the Coven again. So since then, it's been about 1.5 years, which corresponds with how many shows she's done of the, I don't remember the name of the play, but apparently it's like a short 15-minute play, but she hates every bit of it. She's got to do it every night. And she's not handling it well. So she's starting to feel othered in the theater. She certainly feels apart from Louis because Louis keeps putting distance between them. She, of course, is quickly realizing that she and Louis, even though they love each other deeply, they have just different ways of thinking about the world and behaving. And she feels betrayed by him because now she knows that Armand has known this entire time about Lestat. She's been on, pins and needles trying to keep this secret and feeling like everything could go to shit if anybody finds out. Meanwhile, he's having whole conversations with Armand about Lestat. He knows the whole fucking thing. And he's been keeping a secret from her and lying to her about it, which is, manipulative. Just messy interpersonal shit. And now, unfortunately, they are fully found out because, of course, Louis' refusal to join the Coven and his tendency to other himself away from others, while also giving off an air of superiority. It's a thing that he has, that he certainly does, has caused the people at the theater to, respond negatively to his presence and influence and want to get rid of him. But also, Santiago also wants Armand's job, which is so interesting. But I guess depending on his maker, he might be more powerful than others, right? Like, he is one of the most powerful vampires, even though technically he's the youngest, because his lineage was so strong. Not as strong as Armand's. Armand's is obviously stronger, but he definitely feels like he could do more, do differently, do better as the Coven leader than Armand. So we're looking at a coup here. So, agents of chaos. I tell you one thing, Louis and Claudia are agents of chaos. They will always just explode a situation because they behave erratically and unpredictably in certain ways. So yeah. No, this is a great episode. I'm looking forward to the next one. I have time for the next one, so I'm just gonna jump into episode 5, and then I have to stop, and then I'll pick up 6, 7, probably, if not 6, 7, and 8, at least 6 and 7 next weekend, probably. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Going over to Patreon if you're interested in full-length or early access to this show, as well as other shows I have on my channel. I watch a lot of Asian dramas, a lot of, if you're this far into it and you're watching my channel, you know what kind of shows that I watch. So, we'll go ahead, I think, and leave it there, and we'll jump into the next episode. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone.